Hello, Darnell Dolphins. This is Miss De Silva, your school counselor. Um, Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the world with coronavirus and do a little activity with you. So, to start us off, I would like you to gather a couple materials. All you need is a piece of paper. It can be anything. It could have stuff on the back. It doesn't matter, and anything to write with. If you don't have a piece of paper, you could use a whiteboard if you have one, or even a piece of cardboard. Maybe you could even get it off of a cereal box, the inside part of the cereal box. Um, and then any type of writing utensil. If you have different colors, then you can totally do that. I'm going to use a couple colors because I'm lucky. But if you need to go gather that stuff, hit pause and you can come back and we'll get started. All right, so hopefully you are all ready. There's a few of you that might have done this activity with me before, but I would like you to do it again. There's only a few of you that have probably done it because we're going to do a little more specific to what's going on in the world right now. So right now, we're all at home and we don't really get to go out. Maybe you go outside and go on walks. I hope you are trying to do that. But other than that, none of us are really allowed to go anywhere. So when I feel kind of like I get all kinds of different emotions during this. I've had days where I'm happy because I'm like, wow, I get to sleep in. I get to watch more movies and more shows and like relax. But then I have days where I'm frustrated because I like freedom and I like to go different places and um, I don't really like to be stuck inside a lot. I like to move. Um, and then I've had days, a lot of days, where I felt a lot of worry or kind of anxious. And these are different emotions that I've talked about in your classes. Um, I can usually tell that I'm feeling worried or anxious by different signs in my body. So I get really tight in my body. Maybe I just feel like I can't like relax my body. I feel it a lot in my back, like it's really tense. In my throat, like my throat kind of holds up. Maybe I get kind of like a churning stomach. Um, Something like I get like a little twitch in my eye where I can feel it. So those are all different signs in my body that I know I'm feeling kind of anxious or worried. And I think I'm feeling that way just because there's a lot of question marks right now. We know we have to stay home, which is okay for a little while, but we don't know for how long. And we don't know when we can go back to work or go back to school. And that can be kind of annoying. Like we don't have answers to a lot of our questions. It's out of our control. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Um, is how a lot of you completed the check-in form for the counseling on our counseling website. And a lot of you said you're worried about your family, you're worried about going outside, you're worried people in your family will get sick. And those are things I've been feeling the same way too. So I wanted to tell you that you're not alone. There's a lot of us feeling like that. So sometimes we worry about things that we can't control. And so today we're going to kind of break that down and we're going to talk about what can I control? And as you're worried about these things, I want you to try over the next few days and few weeks just to focus more on what you can control. So take out that paper and we are going to complete this activity together. The first thing I would like you to do and I'm on my computer, so it'd be kind of hard to see, but I would like you to just put your hand flat on your paper and trace your hand. Okay, so we're gonna do that first. Tracing my hand. Doesn't need to be perfect. All right, so mine looks like that. And if you need more time, you can pause the video and finish tracing your hand. And then whenever you finish, at any point when we're doing this activity, you just click play and come back with us, okay? So inside the hand, I am going to write in my control. In my control. And that's inside my hand, right? Because that's what's in my control. And then, so that's where I wrote it on mine. You can write it anywhere in the hand. And then on the outside, anywhere around the outside of your hand, I want you to write out of my control. So that's where I wrote it on mine, but as long as you have it anywhere outside of the hand, that's fine. So all of ours at this point are gonna look pretty similar or the same. Now is when things are gonna change a little bit. Because you can write whatever you want that comes to mind. I'm gonna complete this just to give you some ideas, but give me a minute and I'm going to write a few ideas, and then you can use my ideas to do yours. So let's just pause quickly. Okay, so I started, I'm gonna with in my control. Here's some ideas that I put down. My words to myself. I control what I tell myself about this situation. A lot of the time we call this self-talk. So am I telling myself positive things like enjoy this time, enjoy the time with family, the extra rest? I control if I'm gonna phrase it that way in my mind, or if I'm gonna say, oh, this is so annoying, I'm bored, I hate this, I miss my friends, I'm tired of being around my family. See the difference? So you have control over what types of words you tell yourself. My attitude. Again, similar to what I just said, but I have control over how I'm going to approach the day every day and how I'm going to think about what type of day I'm going to have. And there are things that I can do to help improve my attitude, right? So there's a lot of calming or coping techniques that I could do. Eat the right things, make sure I get sunshine and fresh air, exercise, move my body. Those are all things that help me keep a positive attitude. My reactions to situations. So how I'm reacting to coronavirus and how the world is right now. I have control over that, and the way I've been trying to react is more positively, because I'm actually very happy that so many people are staying home and being responsible, and that school was canceled, because if we had stayed in school, then there was a lot bigger chance that a lot of people could have gotten sick, like your teachers and everyone that works at school and you guys. And we don't want to see everyone around us getting sick. So my reaction to this situation, I have control over that, and I'm trying to have a positive reaction. Where I keep my body. So I included on that for mine in my control, because right now we have to be responsible and not put our body close to other people that don't live in our home. And I have complete control over that. So even though You might miss giving hugs to people that maybe you even give hugs to most of the time, like grandparents or other people that live in a separate home. You have control over your body. I have control over my body, and I have to tell myself right now that I'm not allowed to do that stuff. And then my behavior and actions. So I say that because I have control over how I'm going to act every day, and how I'm going to behave, like when you have your Zoom meetings with your teachers, right? And how my actions in terms of, am I going to have a productive day? Am I going to wake up? Am I going to go on a walk, move, have a good breakfast? All those kind of things. So those are a lot of examples of what you could include for in my control. What I'm going to have you do now is I want you to click pause. When I say go, not yet. I'm going to have you pause this video so that you can fill out your whole page, okay? So I would like you to fill out, you can use some of my ideas, or you can think of all your own, and there needs to be at least one for every finger, but if you have more, you can fill in the hand. And I want you to fill in things that are in your control, and I want you to fill in the outside, things that are out of your control. So while you're working on that, I'm going to fill out the out of my control. So go ahead and click pause now. Okay, hopefully you're back now because you are ready to look at the rest of my page. And if any of you would like to share yours, then you can take a picture and send it to me on Dojo. Ask your parents to help with that, or if you sent it over any way that you've been sending things to your teacher, they can send it my way, and it'll be really cool for your teachers to check it out too. But let me just share what I ended up writing on mine for out of my control. I included other people's bodies. I felt like that was really important to include right now because while we can control where we're putting our own bodies, we don't have any control over other people. So maybe you see other people going up and shaking hands or hugging or getting close to each other, and you're like, I thought we're not supposed to do that. Just remember, you don't have control over those people. And the best thing for us to do right now is just make responsible decisions for ourselves. I also included other people's attitude. So like I was talking about before, I've been doing my best to have a lot of positive self-talk and a positive mindset about all of this. And the thing is, I can't control if other people are going to have a negative attitude every day about being at home and what's going on in the world. I can try to help them, but I still can't control other people's attitude. When we return to school, unfortunately, we're not controlling that. That's really up to people that work in the government and politics and people that are really knowledgeable about this virus and health. And so those are the people that are going to make those decisions because they study really hard about what's going on, and we have to just trust them and listen to them. I also included my siblings' feelings. So some of you might have some siblings or cousins at home that might be feeling different ways about this. And just remember that we're all allowed to have our own individual feelings. And those other people in your house might be feeling differently than you. And you don't have control over that. Again, though, you can try to help them out if you would like or you're able to. I know I've definitely had a lot of phone calls from my siblings, and I've just been able to listen to them and try to tell them how much I understand. Something else that I included in here that maybe a lot of you has been going on at home is I put my family's jobs. So with a lot of things being closed right now, there might be someone in your family or more than one person in your family who doesn't have a job right now. And I know that can be really hard and stressful for them and for everybody in your house. And just remember that that is something that's out of your control. Okay, so just try to do what you can do for you. Which at right now you're still a student at Darnell Charter, and try to focus on your schoolwork and being a student, and just help out at home with the things that you can help with. So you can't help someone get a job, but you can help cook or clean or do other things that make people in your home feel maybe a little less stressed. I also included the weather. We've kind of had some crazy weather lately. We've had like rainstorms, and so we're stuck at home, and then we can't even really go outside without getting all wet. So that's out of our control. What are we going to do? And a big one that I put was California's lockdown. That is totally out of my control. You know who has control over that? Is the person that, the governor of California. He's the one that made the choice for California to have all these rules like we have right now. And he's going to be the one to make the choice when it's going to end and what that's going to look like. And since he is the person that was voted for to be governor, then he gets to make those decisions. So we're just going to have to wait and hear from him. Okay, well, if you still didn't have time to finish, when this video is over, you can spend as much time as you want and finish your hand. Remember, inside the hand, what's in your control, and outside the hand is what's out of your control. And the reason we did this activity is that a lot of us are feeling a lot of different emotions right now, and one of those could be worried or nervous. And we're just going to try to focus over the next several weeks on what is in our control. Okay? All right, I will see you again soon. I miss all of you so much. If you need to get in touch with me, you can look at the Counseling Center website. Tell your teacher you want to talk to Ms. De Silva. Tell your parents to message me on Dojo. Any of those different ways. Okay? Bye.